Welcome to Circuits and Scotch, where we talk electronics manufacturing issues, techs, and specs, all while sipping on some whiskey.
That's what we do. I'm Glenn, this is Jeff. We're with NAS Electronics, and we try to do every week is answer the most popular questions we get during that time. Rather than one phone call at a time, we do it in a little video format, hopefully makes it more fun for everybody. Mm-hmm. It is for us, because we got whiskey.
Absolutely.
This week's featured whiskey is Kilbrin Irish Whiskey. There's a reason, and that's because it's St. Patty's Day today.
Absolutely. So
happy birthday,
when you guys
Mom.
see this, you won't see it, but actually, your mother was born on St. Patrick's Day.
She was. God bless her. She's along with us. But check out the green. They make us look like superheroes. They're kind of thinning. I'm actually 470 pounds, so they're actually really thinning.
Which is really weird because the camera adds 10 pounds too, so wow. It's really, really thinning.
I exaggerate. People tell me I exaggerate.
There you go. By the way, if you guys want one, please let us know. We do give these out to customers. So.
We do. Absolutely.
So get started with today's question?
Sure.
Awesome. So what's going on with component lead times right now?
They're horrible, basically due to COVID. We all know what's going on with COVID, but not. The strange thing is this is the first time in history where something happened that caused panic and everybody pulled back on their forecasting, but instead accelerated their production. So first time, done this for 37 years, first time I've ever seen everybody say things are going to slow down, and things have doubled or tripled. So nothing ever slowed down, and in fact, everybody's usages went skyrocketed.
With some exceptions, but majority of the industry, especially majority of our customers, have definitely increased their load heavily.
Absolutely, and just as a consumer, I see that all the time. Microwaves, refrigerators, laptops. These things are just like all of a sudden hard to get. It's crazy.
It's getting really crazy, and weirdest thing we've ever seen is just this weird little hot front, cold front hurricane going on. Of when this all started, of course, there was the fear of what's going to happen with COVID. How is this going to affect the economy? And with people actually using more technology through video conferencing and remote working. And all sorts of other things, it just boomed, and it's hard to recover that. When the OEM says slow down, the factory slows down, so the mine slows down. OEM says speed back up, can't pick those things up as quickly as slowing down.
Yeah, and you said mine, as in the mine where a lot of these
the raw materials
are.
Exactly. So
tantalum powder, silicate, I think.
Silicate, I think.
Yeah, there you go. Yeah. You guys know what that is.
You guys know probably better than we do.
There you go. So what we've done is to mitigate this as much as possible. We started stocking up on everything that's common across all our builds. So that's caps, resistors, diodes, transistors, all the things that are used on multiple builds. We check our ERP system. We see what is used across everything. I think I've said it a couple times. And then we put those things in stock. The 20% of the bill of material that we can't account for, though, is the stuff that's unique to our customer-specific builds. Not knowing what the revision is or whether or not they're being redesigned as we speak right now, we can't comfortably put those things in inventory without something from the customer letting us know that that's what they want us to do.
Yeah, and I know you've mentioned this before. It's kind of the 80-20 rule. It's a rule that applies everywhere in the world. Start with the economy, it works everywhere. You got 20% of the bill of materials, that's 80% of your issues or lead time problems. Yep. And unfortunately, it's the 20% that's unique. So without some sort of schedule or blanket order placed, it's really hard for EMS provider to take the risk in stocking that, not knowing what they're going to be able to use it on in the future.
There you go. So what's the bottom line? What suggestions can we offer to help people to stay out of trouble? One thing is make sure your vendor you're working with is tracking the lead times and what's going end of life. It's strange right now, but a lot of products are even though because of 36-week lead time. It's the first time again in my career that I've seen 36-week lead times being quoted, but they're also not recommended for new builds, even though they're still active parts. That's a strange thing.
It's really weird, and
never seen that combination.
I think the one you're talking about specifically is an NXP part, but it's not an outlier. I've seen it on a bunch of other ones. Again, I've even seen lead times as far as 50 weeks, which is just bonkers. Again, active parts with 50-week lead times, it's just weird.
How do you plan for that?
How do you plan for it? So to your point, if you're providing the parts, make sure that you're forecasting double or even triple. And again, I don't like saying that, like we're just in time, just like everybody else is, but you got to forecast a little bit further out right now, especially when you got a part that's 12 weeks. You got to forecast 24 or 36 right now.
JIT works really wonderfully as long as there's the shortages involved in the conversation. So right now, shortages are being involved. Lead times are an issue. So plan ahead. Plan ahead. So the other thing you can do is ask your vendor to review your bill of material and stock those parts that we're talking about, that 20% we're concerned about. Put them on a PO. So the way we do that is we ask the customer to put them on a PO, and then we'll inventory them here. And then when we actually do the production run for you, we'll reduce that production run by that cost and put them in the build for you. So it gives us the confidence to put them in the stock right now, knowing that they're going to be used because you're not doing a design change. So on all the critical parts, that's another thing you can do to make sure that you're not hit with shortages.
Absolutely. And then honestly, just keep talking. Keep the communication lines open. Make sure you're talking to your EMS provider. Make sure you're talking to your vendors. Make sure that you're communicating your needs and your revisions as early as possible, so that way you give everybody in the chain the best chance, and we'll do the same thing, and the EMS providers and vendors should be doing the same thing, I should say, and letting you know if there's anything that they see that applies to you and your account, again, especially on those 20%.
Yep, there you go. So stay calm. We've got this. Work together and keep the communication open, and we'll get through this. We've been, those of us been in the industry for a very, very long time. You can tell by the gray hair. We've seen these cycles before, so there's just some simple processes you can do to mitigate the shortages.
Absolutely. So that all being said, I hope we answered your question as best as we could. And if you have any other questions, comments, concerns, queries, or conundrums, go ahead and toss them in the comments below. Or, of course, keep communication lines open. Shoot us a phone call, shoot us an email. We'll toss that information in the description as well.
Yep. Be sure to like us, to subscribe, be kind, because we're new to this. Again, we're just changing the format.
Please be nice.
Yeah, just trying to use this video format to see if we can answer some questions.
There you go. I say please be nice, but please let us know, too, if there's anything that we can do to help better serve you guys as well. We're doing this for you guys, not so we get to talk.
There you go. So until then,
keep on building.
And keep on sipping.